Yeah. 220 ask me how I do it though. They gon' ask me how I do it though. You heard me? They gon' ask me how I do it. Sell it bit for about 1,000 M. Yeah. They gon' ask me how I do it though. They gon' ask me how I do it though. You heard me? They gon' ask me how I do it though. Yeah. They gon' ask me how I do it though. Sell it bit for about 1,000 M. 7 off the air. And I'ma eat this baby, so you know what's down. Yeah, they gon' ask me how I do it though. Yeah, they gon' ask me how I do it though. But yeah, they know I'm yeah with the yeah. I'm La Visa, so I gotta keep it yeah. Yeah, I'm off the 7 off the air. And I'ma eat this baby, so you know what's down. And I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel. I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fuck, I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me? I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me? Yeah. 220. How you do that, bees? Yeah, I know they do it, they don't do it like the Beezy though. Yeah, I'm good, but I'm bad like Michael. Don't it feel like a nigga on the miracle? Yeah, that's crazy, but sometimes that's just how life go. Yeah, ain't no nigga in Denver, but I don't fuck with snow. Yeah, I been running the engine, that bitch ain't about to blow. Yeah, running shit up once, go on a run again. Fuck around and sell it bitch for about 1,000 M. Yeah, and they gon' ask me how I do it though. But they gon' ask me how I do it though. You heard me? They gon' ask me how I do it though. Yeah, they gon' ask me how I do it though. I was born to do it, knew this at the age of 5. So I can tell you how, but I can tell you why. Yeah, do it for my music and a sense of pride. Sometimes I act like I believe them when I know they lying. Yeah, but then I tell you, you ain't got a lot of kicky. Yeah, but they don't understand it till they hear me kick it. Yeah, and I'ma kick it till I hit about 50. Yeah, they gon' wonder how I did it. Yeah, and they gon' ask me how I do it though. But they gon' ask me how I do it though. You heard me? They gon' ask me how I do it though. Yeah, they gon' ask me how I do it though. But yeah, they know I'm yeah with the yeah. I'm La Visa, so I gotta keep it yeah. Yeah, I'm off the 7, off the F. And I'ma eat this baby so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me? bees. Yeah, I know they do it, they don't do it like LaBeezy though. Yeah, I'm good, but I'm bad like Michael. Don't it feel like a nigga on a miracle? Yeah, that's crazy, but sometimes that's just how life go. Yeah, ain't no nigga in Denver, but I don't fuck with snow. Yeah, I've been running the engine, that bitch ain't about to blow. Yeah, running shit up once, go on a run again. Fuck around and sell it bitch for about 1,000 M. Yeah, and they gon' ask me how I do it though. But they gon' ask me how I do it though. You heard me? They gon' ask me how I do it though. Yeah, they gon' ask me how I do it though. I was born to do it, knew this at the age of 5. So I can tell you how, but I can tell you why. Yeah, do it for my music and a sense of pride. Sometimes I act like I believe them when I know they lying. Yeah, but didn't I tell you you ain't got a lot of kicking? Yeah, but they don't understand it till they hear me kicking. Yeah, and I'ma kick it till I hit about 50. Yeah, they gon' wonder how I did it. Yeah, and they gon' ask me how I do it though. But they gon' ask me how I do it though. You heard me? They gon' ask me how I do it though. Yeah, they gon' ask me how I do it though. But yeah, they know I'm yeah with the yeah. I'm LaBeezy, so I gotta keep it yeah. Yeah, I'm off the 7, off the F. And I'm a 80s baby, so you know what's up. Yeah, fucking on your bitch, don't need no pill, you hear me? Yeah, put it up with her, fuck how you feel, you hear me?
This is the 1988 Cadillac Voyage, and it's a Cadillac concept car that previewed the future of luxury back in 1988. Amazingly, Cadillac still has this thing around, and even more amazingly, they're letting me review it. So today I'm going to show you all the quirks and features of the future of luxury from 37 years ago. Before we get started, are you ready for your next cool car? Sell your enthusiast car on Cars and Bids. Trading in your car to dealers means you aren't getting market value for your car, leaving you with less cash for your next fun car. Just look at our recent sales of these cool cars compared to current trade-in value. This is a trade-in offer, and this was the Cars and Bids result. This is a trade-in offer, and this was the Cars and Bids result. This is the trade-in offer, and this is the Cars and Bids result. Get started now on carsandbids.com. Sell on Cars and Bids and join the best community to sell your enthusiast car. All right, time for the quirks and features of the Cadillac Voyage concept car, the future of luxury from 1988. And I will start with a little explanation of the story behind this car. It was created for a show that General Motors put on called Teamwork and Technology that was held in January of '88 at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in Manhattan. And the purpose of the show was to reveal what GM had been working on and planning on for the future. Now, the Waldorf was chosen because it was also the site of GM's 1949 Motorama show, which had a pretty similar theme, showing what the future of the automobile would be like. And General Motors showed several different concept cars in '88 at Teamwork and Technology, including this and various others. Undoubtedly, the weirdest was a pickup truck called the GMC Centaur concept, which looks absolutely ridiculous in the most wonderful concept car kind of way. Also interesting, apparently at that event, the Saturn logo was revealed for the very first time as General Motors previewed the future of that compact car brand that would come out a few years later. Now, the Voyage represented Cadillac at this Teamwork and Technology show, and obviously it was supposed to preview the future of the luxury car. And on its face, they got it wrong, because the Voyage is a big old luxury sedan with a big V8 under the hood, and obviously, looking back on this 35 years later, that's not the direction that the luxury car really went. With the advent of the SUV and cars getting smaller, the big 212-inch luxury sedan never really materialized like this car. However, even though they got the body style wrong, Cadillac got a lot of stuff right about how the future would look for the luxury car. Allow me to show you what I mean. Let's start on the outside of the Voyage, and by the way, yes, it is pronounced Voyage, not Voyage. They wanted to give it a little French flair, and they certainly got that wrong about the future of the luxury car too, because the future of the luxury car was definitely not French. But anyway, we're outside, and let's start with the taillights and the turn signals, which unbelievably are LEDs. Now, this was a total futuristic, crazy idea back in the late 1980s. In fact, the very first car to use LED taillights wouldn't come for another decade, actually more, and it was a Cadillac. The 2000 DeVille had LED taillights and turn signals, and even that was revolutionary at the time. Doing it back in the late 80s really was an amazing preview, and obviously, of course, today, basically every car uses LED taillights and turn signals, just like this Imagine. Here's another one they got absolutely right, the giant glass roof. You can see the entire upper section of the car is just a bunch of different glass panels together, basically just giant glass see-through pieces all throughout the top and sides of the car, which in the 80s was not happening. There was no such thing as a panoramic sunroof, and in fact, most 80s cars, their sunroof was actually metal, and you didn't get access to the outside world unless you physically opened it to allow air to come in. Of course, as the future has gone on, these glass roofs have become really popular. Most cars have them now, and this car previewed the idea. And another thing that Cadillac certainly got right about the future was the aerodynamic design that future cars would start to adopt. Back in the 80s, this was a radical shape because most 80s cars were boxes. You look at GM's full-size sedans from that era, and it was just a box in front, a box in the middle, and a box in back, and that's basically how everyone was doing it back then. Even Mercedes-Benz and other luxury brands hadn't yet adopted the curves, which of course would begin to sweep the auto industry in the 90s, and now we're basically everywhere as aero becomes such an important part of electric vehicle design. With that said, it does seem like they took the aerodynamic thing maybe a little too far. Some quirky aerodynamic details include, on the back, you have the license plate positioned inside of like a cover in order to keep the entire rear on one plane rather than opening it up for a plate that you would just screw in. The windshield wipers were not actually placed on the car, but instead, in theory, they lived under this panel at the front of the windshield, and then the panel would rise up and the windshield wipers would be there, they'd wipe the windshield, and then the panel would go back down. Some cars use variations of this today, but nothing even close to that complex. But definitely the furthest aerodynamic reach they made that didn't come true was the covers over the front wheels. Back in the 70s and 80s, everybody thought the wheels would be covered on all future cars. And the way they made that work here for actual driving was that as you turned the wheel, the covers would automatically open up to allow the wheel to turn. And then as you got the wheels back towards straight, the covers would go back down and help the car retain its aerodynamic shape. Of course, nothing like this ever came to fruition, and it's a crazy idea to imagine, but in the 80s concept car world, it probably seemed pretty cool. Now, a couple of other interesting aero features in this car. Number one, integrated bumpers rather than big old things protruding off the front and back. That certainly did catch on. Another one was the pop-up headlights, which was already going on in the 80s. This car wasn't really revolutionary there, but probably the most futuristically correct aero detail was removing the door handles in favor of buttons. Take a look at this car. You will notice no door handles at all on the front or rear doors. Instead, you walk up to this car and you can see mounted on the B pillar, there's a little piece that reads door with arrows pointing to the front and to the rear, and they're pointing to little buttons. You would press the button and then the door would pop open automatically and you would climb inside. This probably seemed really futuristic in the 80s, but today it's not that uncommon in really high-end luxury cars. In fact, Cadillac's own Celestiq, which is their full-size luxury sedan of today, has little buttons on the doors that you press and the door pops open automatically. And this is on other high-end luxury cars too, like Maybach, Rolls-Royce, and I'm sure it will trickle down from there. So that was a pretty good idea. And it was an aerodynamic piece because they wanted to remove the door handles to increase the aerodynamic efficiency of the car. In fact, at the time, Cadillac said that this car had a better coefficient of drag than the Chevy Corvette sports car, which would have been pretty impressive for a big old sedan like this. Back in the 80s, that was never true of those boxy, big cars. But anyway, back to those doors. In addition to popping open with the press of a button, pretty cool, they also do something else that's just as amazing. They adjust the windows in order to make it easier to get in and out of the car. The front window will actually roll down to give you a little bit more space in order to climb inside so you don't bonk your head or your face on the window. And the back window actually kind of pops out in order to give you more space to get into the rear seat, which is really an incredible feature. These days, a lot of cars have windows that'll kind of do some stuff when you open the door, usually to form a seal on a coupe or a convertible, but you don't see windows moving out of the way to facilitate entry and exit, but maybe you should. A lot of automakers have their seats moved, their steering wheels. The windows actually a pretty cool idea that this car had. But anyway, next up we move further inside the interior, and I gotta say, it's a quirk fest in here. The first thing you notice when you get inside these seats, these ultra comfortable, lazy boy recliner looking overstuffed leather seats, they are indeed very comfortable, but that is definitely something Cadillac got wrong about the future. Instead of these seats, luxury car buyers started to prefer ultra supportive seats that would contour to their every being, and these big old overstuffed cushiony things definitely fell out of favor. Now, there are quite a few interesting things about these seats. For one, the adjustment controls here in the center console. These seats could be adjusted in many, many different ways. At least that was the theory, and it included lumbar support, forward, backward, everything you could imagine was all adjustable with these center controls. It was a pretty neat idea, and it even incorporated the headrests, which you'll notice are split into two pieces, both front and rear. You had like a left headrest and a right headrest. Can't quite figure out exactly why, but the thinking is probably for adjustability. In addition to being able to move the headrest up or down, it looks like you could also move it forward or backward, and perhaps you could move one part separate from the other to really fit your head into an exact spot in the center of that headrest. Certainly an unusual idea. And it got even quirkier because this car had heated seats and massaging seats. You can see the buttons for both right here up front. Obviously today, lots of luxury cars use that, but back in the 80s, very uncommon, especially massage. I can't imagine anything else was actually using that feature, but they had it as an idea, and now it's commonplace. Now, beyond that, I don't want to get too far in here without going over some of the amazing quirks of the door panel, which has some fantastic features. For one, some good practicality, a big old opening where you can put stuff, and then the armrest also doubles as a lid where there's another storage compartment, which is pretty cool. But it went way beyond just that. For one thing, the power window and power lock switches, you can see, are almost like old school microwave switches instead of the typical switches and buttons that we're used to today. That is one luxury car feature that certainly never caught on like Cadillac may have been expecting. Although there were some cars, the Aston Martin Lagonda, that used similar switches in the day, it did not become commonplace. More interesting is the door handle to get out. You look at the door panel, you don't see an obvious door handle, and that's because there isn't one. It was very not obvious. It's this piece right here, and you don't just pull it like a handle. Instead, you squeeze it from both sides. You squeeze it, and then the door automatically electronically opens. This is incredibly cool. This still feels like magic 35 years later. You squeeze this thing and the door opens. How could it be? But that's what they were doing. And of course, that previewed electronic door opening mechanisms, which are very common again on today's cars. And while you get the magic door squeezer that seems pretty cool today, you also get another impressive feature, and that would be the movable center control stack. You can see the center control stack is right here. At the top, you have your climate controls. At the bottom, you have your radio controls. Not particularly unusual, actually, except that it's sticking off from the dashboard and it's attached to a giant handle. The reason the handle is there is because it would allow you to literally swivel this whole center control stack in order to aim it more closely at the driver or passenger, depending on who wanted to do adjustments to the radio or climate control. I gotta say, this is actually a really cool idea that I wish had become more commonplace in cars rather than just your fixed center control stack. This swiveling thing is actually pretty smart. And another rather smart idea that the Voyage included was a couple of screens directly below the windshield. You can see them right here, two individual screens, and they had two separate functions. The one on the right was a navigation system, which unfortunately no longer works. The one on the left was a camera that would always show what was going on behind the car. And amazingly, it still works. You can see I'm driving through this parking garage and it actually still does a pretty darn good job of showing what is behind me as I'm driving along. It's a little harder to see in bright direct sunlight, but generally speaking, this rear view camera not only functions, but functions pretty well. And it of course previewed some really important stuff. Reversing cameras became really popular later. This is kind of an early example. But not just that, rear view mirror cameras have become popular on a lot of brands' cars, and this is basically what that was. And the concept of having screens directly below the windshield on the top of the dashboard in your line of sight is becoming really popular now in a wide range of luxury cars, and here was the idea 37 years ago. Now, one idea they couldn't quite make work entirely was the navigation system, certainly not like a modern one, which uses GPS to determine your position. The navigation from this era actually had wheel speed sensors in the car, and you would calibrate your position, and then it would determine where you were based on how far it calculated that you drove, and that's how the navigation worked. And you could make adjustments to it with these buttons here in the center of the dashboard. These all were intended to control the navigation system, which again was using wheel speed sensors to figure out your position. Not exactly the high-tech navigation we have today, but it's what they could conceive of in the 80s. Now, as for that rear view camera, I'm not entirely sure whether it was supposed to be a backup camera or just a constant rear view mirror. And it's hard to determine that because it seems like it's always on, it should be a rear view mirror, but this car also had a regular rear view mirror, as you can see. So it would have been duplicative of that. The rear view mirror itself is actually kind of interesting because it was power adjustable. You would go to the controls on the driver's door panel, and you can see one control is labeled LCR, which stood for left, center, or right. If you wanted to adjust the mirrors on the doors, you would press left or right and make your adjustments pretty straightforward. But if you wanted to adjust your interior rearview mirror, you would press C for center, that's the central mirror, and then use the same up-down arrows for the door mirrors on the central rearview mirror. It would move around as you adjust it. As you can see, it still works. It's crazy. Now, I can imagine why an automaker would have thought this was a futuristic luxury idea, but it never caught on at all. Most people just want to move the mirror. It's right next to their hands instead of going onto a keypad and moving it anyway. Nonetheless, that was a futuristic concept that they had. Now, with that said, there is one benefit of making this mirror power adjustable, and that is it could tie into a memory system, which this car also had. You can see the controls for the memory here. Memory, of course, for your seats, your mirrors, but also your interior rearview mirror. It was all linked to that system. And speaking of futuristic, another advanced item this car had was a phone. Car phones existed in this era, and you can see this one is a fairly run-of-the-mill phone installed in this car, but GM advertised this car in theory as having a voice-activated phone capability, and that was something that they were thinking they could have developed in period and put in a car, and even announcing that was a pretty forward-thinking move because, of course, that's a lot of what we have today. Voice-activated infotainment, phones, everything in today's cars. And frankly, even the stalks to control the turn signals and the wipers in this car are futuristic. They looked very different from other GM stocks at the time, which were just long rods coming off the steering column. These were surrounded by plastic, and each one had its own individual function, and they were intended to be kind of cool and futury. The one for the turn signals even is marked phone and has a little button at the end, which I
We got that reggaeton. Today, we're gonna be making beats you guys send me, okay? So let's go.
Chinchi, please do my beat.
Bro, is that your homework? Yo, why is he low-key cooking though? Hold on.
Oh. You got a whiff. There's something in there. Yeah, there's a person in here. Go get him in handcuffs. God damn. Jesus.
I'm so sorry. I was like, I just got a shower. Yeah, what's going on?
This is 37-year-old Daniel Rouge, also known as Jaslyn. He is currently inside the residence of 68-year-old Monique Gilbertson, who police fear may be in danger.
Yeah, I rent this place.
What's your name?
My name's Jaslyn.
Where's Monique at?
Monique is, I'm house sitting right now. She left town for a while.
Where is she? No, she didn't. Where is she?
No, she really did, I swear.
Okay, where is she?
This didn't make any sense to the officers. Not only did no one the cops speak to have any record of Daniel being there, but also Monique's car was found parked at the front of the home. These officers highly suspect Daniel isn't being truthful.
It's weird that you are being very defensive about this.
But what they don't yet realize is that the truth is far worse. Just feet away inside this house lies a discovery so disturbing it will turn a routine welfare check into one of the most gruesome cases the Las Vegas PD has ever witnessed.
This place is just gross, dude. What is this? The freezer?
I can smell it already. I know the smell. I smell something bad.
Oh, mother. I swear to God, bro. My heart's racing right now.
On November 6th in Las Vegas, an employee of a 55+ community grew concerned about resident Monique Gilbertson, who hadn't been reachable for 2 weeks. Other residents had reported hearing and seeing suspicious activity, prompting the employee to place a 911 call.
I have a request for a wellness check on a resident.
When was the last time you heard or seen her?
So the last time she called the office was on the 22nd of October. We've knocked on her door. Her dogs are going insane, which they wouldn't do if she was okay. When I called, the first time it went to voicemail. I called again. Someone answered, didn't say anything. I kept saying hello, hello, and then they hung up. She called you guys about 2 weeks ago. She had a roommate issue, and she called because in her roommate's stuff she had found a gun.
Police immediately respond to the call. Within minutes, officers arrive at Monique's home, stepping into something none of them will ever forget.
God damn. Jesus.
I'm so sorry. I was like, I just got a shower. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, we've been knocking.
Well, I rent this place.
What's your name?
My name's Jaslyn.
Where's Monique at?
Monique is, I'm house sitting right now. She left town for a while.
Where is she? No, she didn't. Where is she?
No, she really did, I swear.
Okay, where is she?
I mean,
Her car's here.
I know her car's here. She has me house sitting. I have I got my rent receipts.
You're not supposed to be here. Come outside.
Huh?
Come outside. She doesn't have anyone here.
No,
Okay,
I have rent receipts right here, actually.
Okay, come outside.
Well, I'm
Let's
not coming
talk.
outside right now. I have paperwork that I'm supposed to be here. Like, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah, you need to come outside and show us that paperwork.
okay, I have paperwork right here, and I'm not going to come outside right now. Though. Like, I have legal rights.
What's your name?
My name's Jaslyn. I was
Jazz?
Yeah, Jazz. I was
Okay,
renting.
understand that I'm here to do a welfare check on the occupant of this resident. I am going to do that. You need to come out of that.
Well, she's not here right now, though.
You need to step outside right now. I am giving you a legal and lawful command. If you do not obey that command, I'm going to take you to jail and I'm going to charge you with
But
it.
I have
Step out of that door
Get
right
out of the
now.
house.
no, excuse me. No, I have rights. I call my attorney then. Like,
Okay.
I have. First off, Monique's not here right now. I have the paperwork right
Okay.
here for her.
Notice how Daniel's story shifts almost instantly. First he claims, I rent this place. Then moments later changes it to, I'm house sitting. Officers immediately sense something is off. If he's truly house sitting while Monique is out of town, why is her car sitting in the driveway? The inconsistencies pile up. Sensing deception, officers press harder, determined to uncover Daniel's real connection to Monique.
How do you contact Monique?
I call her usually on her cell phone, but she called me yesterday from her like friend's cell phone because she said her cell phone got lost, so she had put a pause on her cell phone. You know what I mean? But yeah, I usually call her. She usually calls me on her cell phone. I talk to her every couple days. I'm watching the dogs right now and watching the birds.
Okay. So from the front office, she doesn't go anywhere without her dogs.
Yeah, I know. I've been saying that's what she had. She had like she had an emergency. She had to go to her brother in the East Coast. So you know what I mean? Like she's not here right now. What do you want me to do about it?
Okay. Do you have a phone number we can contact her on?
I mean, like I usually call her on her 505.
Okay, but what number did you get a phone call for?
I have to look at my.
I already called that number that you call her on.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't call her. She calls me generally.
Okay. Check the welfare.
Because no one's heard from her. In touch with her. Her car's here.
Grew over cleanliness and suspected theft, and text messages show Monique was trying to force him out. Meeting at a Home Depot. Monique
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly. I mean, you know, I've known her for a few months, but I don't know her like really good, you know.
There is some truth to what Daniel is saying. He did know Monique. The two had known each other for only a few months after meeting at a Home Depot. Monique later allowed Daniel to stay with her in exchange for helping around the house, but the arrangement didn't last. Tensions reportedly grew over cleanliness and suspected theft, and text messages show Monique was trying to force him out. It's beginning to look like Daniel wasn't willing to accept that decision.
So you have no, you have no way of contacting her.
I mean, I use her cell phone number. Like I said, her cell phone's on pause right now.
I already have her cell phone.
You have her cell phone?
What number did?
Cell phone number.
Oh, okay, cool.
What number did she call you on yesterday?
I would have to look through my phone. If you, I mean, I can go get it real quick if you want me to.
No, it's fine. You can step out.
Okay, well, let me go like let my wife know what's going on. You know what I mean? And then just give me a minute. But I still don't see what the problem is. But yeah, just give me a minute, okay?
Yeah, the problem is that you're super suspicious being here, and we have no idea where Monique is. That's the problem.
Yeah, but they've known I've been here.
Okay. No one knows that though. The front office doesn't know that. Nobody knows that.
Yeah, she told several people that she talks to this one guy regularly. She told him that I was here.
All the security people here, the front office, the HOA, none of them has any record of you being here. All they know is...
Because I'm under 55.
Okay, listen. All they know is Monique is always here, always in contact with the front office. Contacts them like 3 times a day, they said. They haven't heard from her since the 22nd. Her car's sitting out front. It's got some like a dude's hat and some rope in it, and she never leaves without her dogs, according to the front office.
She's like let me. I'm house sitting and everything for her right now. You know what I mean? I've known her for a few months. We've known her for longer than that, but I've been staying here for a few months. You know what I mean? So, and then like she told me like she wanted me to house the shit to take care of an emergency. You know what I mean? I can't control that. I don't know the whole everything. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you what I was told.
Okay, so if that's the case, then why won't you let us in to make sure she's not here?
I mean, you can come, yeah, but here's the thing, I don't want you guys trying to do anything to me.
No, I want to go inside so I can confirm Monique's whereabouts.
Okay, I mean, can I just tell my wife that you guys are going to come in and that's it? So I can...
You can call her out with you. Both of you need to step outside.
Okay, I mean, you can come in and see.
That is fine. Call your wife.
Step outside.
All we're doing is checking the welfare of Monique.
Tell your wife. Call your wife. Like, hey, come out right now.
Okay.
You guys step outside, and then I'm gonna have a couple officers come inside to clear it. Okay? Call her from right there.
Well, how can we have to stay outside?
Call her out.
Call her out from right there.
Okay. Well, give me 1 second.
Just call her out.
Hey, give me a second, please. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
She was in the shower last time I checked. Can I go check on her real quick?
Call her out.
I just tried to call her. She did.
No, you didn't. You
call louder.
You barely said anything.
Okay. Hey. What's up? They want to come to the welfare check?
For reasons that can only be assumed, Daniel repeatedly tries to move away from officers inside the home, but officers, now suspecting the worst, refuse to let him out of their sight. When that strategy fails, Daniel pivots to another one, playing the victim.
Are you guys gonna try and mess with me? I mean, I have no rights to be here.
We're not gonna try and mess with you, okay? We just want to make sure she's okay. That's all.
Okay, well she's not here right now. I want to, as far as I know, she's fine. She was fine 2 days ago when I talked to her, but yesterday I could not get a hold of her. You know what I mean? And so she told me she lost her
listen, okay? You're trying to think we're gonna jam you up here. That is not our intention. Our only intention is to confirm her whereabouts. If we cannot confirm them, and I confirm that she's not here, I'll leave you guys alone. But can you guys please step outside so I can go through the residence and make sure she's not here?
Okay, but the one thing is I don't give legal rights for you guys to be able to search anything on the property except for what means.
We're not. I'm gonna go places where a human would be. I'm not gonna go through your drawers. I'm not gonna go through all that. I'm gonna go places where a human would be. Okay, that is the only thing I'm doing here.
Okay, well, I mean, just in case you guys change up your stuff, can I at least go get my purse? And just in case you guys change up on your...
We're not changing anything up. We have legal reason to come inside to check the welfare, and that is it.
Okay, I mean, so can I let you guys in there and not leave because your partner over here made me scared to come outside? I'm afraid to come outside because what your partner said.
No, that's not... Listen to me, okay? Listen to what I say. We're here to make sure she's okay. We're not trying to jam you up. The more you cooperate, the easier it's going to be for us, and the quicker we can be done with this. Okay.
I'm just nervous now because the guy told me and I'm like.
Don't worry about what he said. Can you please step outside? We're not going to put you in handcuffs. We're just going to have you sit out here and try and give us some information so we can get a better understanding of where Monique is and why she's all of a sudden gone missing.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, that's fine. It's just like I'm just nervous because I
I understand you're nervous, but can you please open the door?
I'm like, yeah, you guys.
There's no legal right.
You're being defensive.
Cleared, armed Daniel and his wife
Suspicious, because normal people open the door and they just go.
Drive your dog.
Okay.
Eventually, Daniel and his wife, Gina Lopez, agree to step outside. With the home cleared, armed officers move in, unaware of the horrors waiting inside.
Okay.
Does that go through the kitchen? Other side?
No.
No?
It's blocked off.
Alright. I got like 90% of the kitchen.
Just peeing everywhere. Watch out. Okay. This place is just gross, dude. Yeah, I'm concerned for where is it?
This like big ass pile is because you can't see f***ing back there. Looks like they try to cover shit up.
Here.
Yes.
Jeez. I don't smell anything.
They're definitely squatting in here. Like, they shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Alright, well it's like now that it's clear.
Smells like they were burning something in here. Yeah, well, I really wonder what happened to Monique.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Is that blood?
No, I think that's
Inside, the home is in complete disarray. Animal feces cover the floors. Drug paraphernalia is scattered throughout the rooms, and a strong, lingering odor hangs in the air, immediately putting officers on edge. They search every corner of the house, but Monique is nowhere to be found. With no sign of her, officers begin preparing to leave, until something stops them in their tracks.
What is this?
the freezer.
Yep.
Where's it locked at? It's right here. I think.
Yeah, it's got a key on it. Is it a Allen thing?
It's like an Allen key.
Dude?
If there's a body in here, dude.
I swear to God.
With a growing sense of dread, officers call the locksmith back to open up the freezer.
He's freaking out saying we can't open it. He's freaking out saying we can't open it.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
You go, yeah, you cover the back. I swear to God.
I can smell it already. I know the smell.
What's that?
I can tell that smell.
What's that?
I smell something bad.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh. God damn it! She's stuffed in the freezer.
Her body is stuffed inside of a chest freezer.
Is there any obvious signs of trauma?
I'm never going on a call with you again.
I can't do that. I can't.
So I stuffed her in the freezer. Mother of God, man. That's 2 weeks in a row. I'm not coming to work next week, guys.
Following the discovery of Monique's body, Daniel Rush and his wife Gina Lopez were immediately arrested. At first, Daniel claimed he found Monique unconscious, surrounded by drug paraphernalia. He told police he panicked and placed her body in the freezer, saying he didn't know what else to do. But the autopsy told a different story. Monique had more than 200 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in her system. It was then that Gina came forward and told police what really happened. Police learned that after months of living together, Monique suspected Daniel and Gina were stealing from her. This, combined with arguments that escalated over hygiene and cleanliness, ultimately led Monique to asking the couple to leave. Prosecutors alleged Daniel responded by administering massive